Guys, so tonight I'm gonna make something that we love. It's one of our favorite comfort foods for supper, and it is called shepherd's pie. So I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I do to make this recipe so that you guys can follow along and do the recipe also. Like I said, it's a comfort food and it is one of our favorites. I have all the ingredients except for one thing I don't have is cheese, but that is optional. So follow me and we are gonna do this recipe together. Got some onions. We love onions in most of every meal we make. We add onions. So that's what I'm doing right now, is cutting up some onions. Saute these up with a little bit of oil. Bought these potatoes at our local food bank, and I thought this would be a perfect meal to use them up. So I'm going to use a couple of these, and that way we can use them up because some of them need to be used up. So we're going to dump these into my pot of water. So that's one box. And then here there's one that is yucky, so we're going to throw that one out. So it's a good thing we can use these up. I'm just going to go through a couple, make sure there's no more yucky ones in here. That looks good. So that's two. So we're gonna boil these potatoes up, and once they are a little bit soft, we're gonna start with the ground beef. It's a pound of ground beef. We're gonna saute that up, and then I'm gonna add some onions to that once it's browned, and we will do the next step after that. So we got the ground beef. I have about a pound and maybe a little bit more than a pound. You can do a pound and a half, depending on your family size, but we might have some extra of this meal. So there's the vegetables. And then the potatoes are boiling, so they should soon be soft. And like I said, I did a little bit of extra potatoes. So once they're done cooking, some of them I'll put to the side and use them for maybe like buttered potatoes, because I don't need this many to make mashed potatoes, or this would make a ton of mashed potatoes. And then what you're gonna need for this recipe is gravy. So I just have these packets of brown gravy. We're gonna make these up, and then I'm gonna show you how to make this recipe when we mix stuff together. So we're gonna just wait till stuff starts cooking some more, and then I will be back to show you guys the next step. All right, everything is cooking, and it is soon ready to mix everything together. The ground beef needs to cook a little longer, and then as soon as it's a little more brown, I'm gonna add the onions. But everything is smelling delicious, and I am excited for this meal because I am hungry. All right, we got the onions in here, and then I have the gravy in the back, and that's got to boil to get nice and thick. And the potatoes are just about done. While we're waiting on the gravy to finish boiling up, we are gonna mix up the vegetables and the ground beef. So I'm just gonna mix these two things up. I'm gonna also add some pepper. So I want a good amount, so I'm gonna open this up. And I'm going to add some salt. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic powder. And then the gravy is pretty thick, so we're gonna pour that in here. This is just 2 packets of beef gravy. You can use any kind of gravy you guys want, but beef makes it really good. We're just gonna mix that. And that is all we do. Then we're gonna pour that. All right, so that is what it looks like. Now, normally you wanna do a deeper casserole dish, but this one is the only one we have at the moment. So we're just gonna pile the mashed potatoes on there pretty high, but that's what it looks like. All right, so we got our potatoes. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna do. If I have more, if I need more. And now I'm gonna add some butter. So we got our butter. And then some sour cream. And some milk. A little bit more milk because it needs to be a little bit more runny. All right, so the last step is you put the mashed potatoes on top of this. Now, I normally would put cheese on it and then you bake it with cheese on top, but we didn't have any cheese, so that's okay. We're gonna do it without cheese. So I wanna make sure I spread these out pretty good. We're gonna put it on pretty thick. And then you just bake this at 350 for about 20 minutes just to heat everything together. All right, I think that is probably good, just a little. I mean, I want to use all these up, so we're just going to see if we can fit. The rest I'm going to eat plain because I don't want to overfill this where it like comes off the sides. But we love our potatoes, so that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to stick this in the oven at 350 degrees, and let's just top it off with a little bit of pepper. And then a dash of salt yet. And then you set your oven to about 350 for 20 minutes just to heat everything through. And if you had cheese on top, you would do it till the cheese is melted. So this is gonna go into the oven. Looks amazing, it smells amazing. All right, you guys, there we got it on our plate. And I'm gonna take a spoonful and see what I think. Mmm. That is delicious. Wow, that's good. Good. I hope you guys can try it and let me know if you do and what you think. Bye.